Kyle here to be reviewing set 71813 Wolf Mask Shadow Dojo. This set released March 1st of this year, retails for €120 with 8 minifigures, with 3 minifigures being exclusive to the set. The climber suits are basically just slightly better season 1 suits, despite still having a 5 head, although the new armor piece definitely makes up for it. Big fan of the scarf look at the front as well. The front face print has a red printed mask with an angry expression, while the alternate face print is a confident smirk. The torso print has a yellow undershirt, dark red robes, a dragon emblem, climbing gear across the torso, and a grey belt. The back printing is more of the dark red robes, climbing gear, grey belt printing, and Kai Season 11 symbol. The leg printing is the yellow belt to the left, as well as grey belts and bands across the knees. For accessories, Kai has a golden katana and the new climb hook piece. Again, this is a really great suit. The climbing gear aesthetic is really unique. Honestly, the new armor piece does a really great job at bringing the suit together. They're really cooked with the Ninjago suits this year. Keep in mind though, the cheapest set this minifigure comes in is a €40 4+ set. Honestly, Nia has the best climbing suit. Personally, I'm a big fan of the color combos they use. The shaded yellow looks really great with a gunmetal gray and azure. The front face print is a printed mask with a water design and serious expression, while the alternate face print has more of a determined expression. The torso print has grey robes, a yellow undershirt, a dragon emblem, climbing gear across the torso, and a grey belt. The back printing has the grey armor, belt, and climbing gear continuing from the torso, and Nia's Season 11 symbol. The leg printing is the yellow belt to the right, as well as grey belts and bands across the knees. For accessories, Nia has the golden katana and a climbing hook. Once again, I really do think this is the best climbing suit. The color combo is new for Nia, while also being somewhat derivative of her older suits with gunmetal grey. To get this out of the way off the bat, Nia, Lloyd, and Zane are all exclusive to the set. I don't know, LEGO kinda dropped the ball when it comes to Lloyd's climbing suit, especially when you compare it to the artwork used for the sets. Personally, I think the artwork's more knight-like armor works a lot better, and the sparse amount of red used in the suit could have been interesting to see, since the color has yet to be incorporated into one of Lloyd's suits. With that being said, however, what we got isn't that bad, but the yellow in the armor is a little distracting, since it's only used in the armor piece and not the actual suit. The front face print is a printed mask with an angry expression, while the alternate face has more of a scowl. The torso print is a lime undershirt, dark green robes, a dragon emblem, climbing gear across the torso, and a dark green belt. The back printing is the climbing gear, robe, and belt printing continuing from the torso, as well as Lloyd's Season 11 symbol. The leg printing is a lime belt to the right, dark green belts, and bands across the knees. For accessories, Lloyd has a golden katana and a climbing hook. I get that they use yellow to sort of be more uniform with the other suits, but it just doesn't look good with an all green suit. Now this is a strong contender for the best climbing suit. The grey surprisingly works pretty well with the white, but again, only using yellow for the armor piece is a little distracting, but it's not as bad as Lloyd's suit. The front face print is a printed mask with ice shards and an angry expression, while the alternate face print is a very disappointed look. The torso print is an azure undershirt, grey robes, a dragon emblem, climbing gear across the torso, and a grey belt. The back print is a grey robe, belt, and climbing gear printing continuing from the torso, as well as Zane's Season 11 symbol. The leg printing is an azure belt to the left, as well as grey belts and bands across the knees. You'll never believe it, but for accessories, Zane has a golden katana and a climbing hook. Shocker. We wouldn't expect it, but the gray on the suit works pretty well, which is something you can't really say for a lot of minifigures, which use a white and gray color combo. Let's be real, you probably already have an army of these guys. The mask mold is brand new for this year with a wolf mask at the front and a traditional ninja mask at the back. The front face print is a rodent-esque design, which is cool, but the faded skin tone due to LEGO not being able to properly print light colors and dark pieces is pretty lame. The alternate face print is literally just a front face print but with blue eyes and teeth. The wolf warrior also has shoulder pads, which really add to the minifigure's design. The torso print is dark blue and purple robes with blue runes, blue blades, and a grey undershirt. The back print is very simple with a wolf Ouroboros and a purple collar. The leg printing has a grey belt with blue buckles at either end, robe printing continuing from the torso, wolf fangs on a string, grey fur printing by the knees, and boot printing. For an accessory, the wolf warrior has claws. It's not a bad minifigure design overall, but if you collected any set from this year, you probably already have a load of this guy. Like the wolf warrior, this is also the most expensive set Cinder comes in, although it would have been cool to get the powered up form instead. Cinder uses the LEGO Batman movie Joker hairpiece in grey, as well as a sand blue fur coat. The front face print is this smokescreen design with just Cinder's eyes being visible, although again, due to LEGO being unable to print light colors in dark pieces, Cinder's skin tone is a little faded, but they kinda make up for it by using a translucent grey headpiece. It's pretty cool, and also really sells that he's like transforming into smoke. The alternate face print is a similar smokescreen effect, but with a slight smirk. The torso print is dark blue armor, grey fur, an azure wolf Ouroboros, blue blades, and a purple loincloth with blue runes. The back printing is very simple with just dark blue armor and grey fur printing. The leg leg printing has a grey belt with buckles at her end, dark blue armor, grey fur, a purple loincloth with blue runes, crescent moon knee pads, and boot printing. For accessories, Cinder has a brick built weapon, and it's a really sick Blood Moon sword, which is a brand new mold for this wave, which also comes in a cheaper set. Speaking of coming in cheaper sets, Jordana uses the Gale Gossip hairpiece in maroon and a sand blue fur coat. The front face print is a mischievous smile, while the alternate face print is more of a disgusted expression. Jordana also uses the exact same torso, back, and leg printing as Cinder. For an accessory, Jordana has a brick built weapon, and to reiterate, both Cinder and Jordana come in much cheaper sets, which can also be said about Raz, who uses the same headpiece from last year, as well as the Stone Warrior armor in purple. The toaster print is purple robes, a grey undershirt, and a blue belt with a Wolf Ouroboros belt buckle. Unfortunately, Raz lacks arm printing this year, which is probably due to him wearing sleeves with this particular suit. The back printing is a purple collar, blue crescent moon with runes, and the back of the blue belt. The leg printing is a grey and blue belt, rope printing continuing from the torso, silver knee pads, and blue boots. For an accessory, Raz is a brick built hammer. Despite the lack of arm printing, this is easily Raz's best minifigure so far, although we'll have to see if that remains true with its upcoming Summer Wave minifigure, which already, I'm a big fan of the red design. As sort of a throwback to the Crystal King Temple, the Shadow Dojo is comprised of two completely disconnected builds, with the smallest being this little ballerina, with 6 still other minifigures that clash as play feature. It's not bad, but again, I kinda wish it was connected to the main build, instead of just being this extra piece. The actual Dojo build is honestly a superb villain-based set. In fact, I'd say it's top 3, although let's be real, it doesn't compare to the Skull Sorcerer's dungeon. Starting at the base of the dojo, you have a weapons rack to the left, with a variety of weapons on display, as well as pink and purple bonsai trees that have a zipline connected to them, which allows for a cool play feature with the new climbing hook pieces. The right of the dojo has a large tree with a chain wrapped around the trunk to hold one of the ninja prisoner, as well as a zipline to the left side. I really love the way the designers were able to shape the tree using the dragon tail piece. It does an excellent job of making the Shadow Dojo feel decrepit and adding a sinister vibe to the surrounding terrain. Makes it evil and spooky. Interestingly enough, both side sections of the dojo are actually connected by evil mech joints, which, in my opinion, is honestly a much better use of these pieces than for mechs. Okay, well, at least large mechs. The middle section of the dojo has a large tree trunk to the left, with a target which is a printed circular tile. The right side of the dojo has sort of a parkour section, with stepping stones leading up to the top of the dojo. As a neat detail, these stickers spell out Shadow Dojo in jargon. In between the tree and steps, you have some symbol greeveling, which sort of feels like the entrance to a cave. The upper floor of the dojo is a decently sized area to fit minifigures. It's actually really surprising the amount of minifigures you can fit up here compared to the modern temple and dojo sets, which are sorely lacking in space. Under the railings, you have 2 banners with the Wolf Warrior Ouroboros, which also say SD in jargon. There's also a couple of trees growing out of the sides of the dojo, with this specific tree actually being tied to a play feature, which allows you to open a trapdoor through a technic mechanism. Major props to designers as well for magnificently pulling off the wolf head rock. It's honestly one of the best aspects to the Shadow Dojo. As a play feature, you can angle the wolf's ears and open the jaw to drop a boulder to the battle arena below, but the most interesting part of this play feature is of course the shatter spin, which is also held up by the wolf's jaw through a chain piece. The shatter spin itself is made of a classic spinner crown and the gong of shattering, which is connected through a clip connection. Unfortunately though, the shatter spin doesn't really spin that well. Back up to the deck of the dojo, you have a couple of circular tiles to place minifigures, as well as a bench at either side. In the dojo's doorway, you have a not so subtle trap door and the hammer to hit the gong shattering with hanging above the doorway. This is also the same hammer that was used in the Eagle Master Dragon set. The interior of the dojo is surprisingly decently sized. On the left side, you have a table displaying a golden katana with a blue flame, a lantern above, as well as a mat in front for a minifigure to sit on, and a picture which shows a wolf warrior with, interestingly enough, a red mask commanding the wolf tribe in front of the blood moon. In the center, you have a circular tile holding this weapon, which I doubt will have any lore significance in the show, but looks cool nonetheless. To the right, you have another sitting area with his teapot and cup, with a lantern above and another picture on the wall, this time showing a powered up wolf warrior, presumably being controlled by Raz's master. The roof of the dojo is primarily made up of next to night shields to represent roof tiles, with a lantern and blue flames hanging on both sides. The middle roof is a pink plaque which says Shadow in jargon, more roof tiles and lanterns, and of course the blood moon right above the dojo, which is connected by a clear translucent piece to give it the appearance of the blood moon actually being in the sky above the Shadow Dojo. My only complaint about the blood moon is that the printing quality looks a little cheap, but that's about it. It also looks more like an eclipse in a blood moon. Overall, I've gotta say, I'm really impressed with the sheer quality of the set. I think the 120 price tag is a little much, but you definitely get your money's worth. The front instructions have a bland CG render of the set, a WinAd with a render of movie logo at the back, ads for the March and January sets, and Kai running across a progress bar. Once again, this is honestly both an amazing villain base and terrain build as a whole. Still can't get over the wolf head though. Like, my lord, they cooked so hard with this set. Like, genuinely, I'm not even on LEGO's payroll, but I'd still say this is a legitimate must-have set. My only real complaints are the disconnected arena at the front, which was also a problem with the Crystal King's temple coincidentally, and the slightly cheap-looking print on the Blood Moon. But even without the Blood Moon connected to the set, it still looks beautiful. No words can truly convey just how much of a banger this set is. Just so damn peak. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified for my future LEGO set reviews. If you want to help the channel financially, consider becoming a channel member for only €2 a month. Until next time, see ya.